So yo, it's once again your boy out here doing one of those reaction videos, and so this is gonna be something so surprising that I do. It's about an artist, pop artist, Shawn Mendes. I'm sure a lot of people know this guy, obviously, and yeah, he had an encounter with God, you can say, perhaps, and yeah, like him explaining his background and things like that. And it was on a podcast called Man Enough or something, where he actually just explained his experience listening to Maverick City. And it's kind of similar when you obviously on your own journey with God, or the first time you get to, how can I say, when you're on your first, when you have your first taste of the goodness of God, you get obviously a similar experience. But nevertheless, I'm gonna play the video and then I'm gonna react with it with you guys. So let's go.
Into writing songs, and then I had a really huge song when I was really young, and then somehow wrote another really huge song when I was super young, and then another one after that, and none of that was coming from a knowing place. At least I had no idea what was going on. It was just like all kind of happening. Only in the last like 2 years I've realized like the real power that music is. And there's something so interesting because I grew up kind of more or less atheist, and
So that's his backstory of him, right? You get to hear that he's like how can I say, he has number one a background of atheist type of, like, he doesn't believe in God and things like that. And obviously, when you don't believe in God, regardless of that fact, if you don't believe there's a God, there's always that thing inside of you that obviously needs to be filled with something. And now his explanation is, in growing up, he used to fill that up with music, because there is a gap. You have to have a sense of, deep down in our bodies, I believe that God has put something to us where we really need him. So even if many people say they're atheists or whatever, there is still that gap that is unfulfilled, and they try to fill it with everything else. And for his case, he used to fill it up with music, and that used to obviously perhaps give him hope. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but I'm just maybe on the tangent, or maybe that could be the case of where that used to give him hope and things like that. And yeah, let's continue.
now becoming much more spiritual and really being sure there's a God, or sure there's a higher thing, and there's the universe, or whatever you like to call it. Music was the thing that did that for me. Watching
Now you see, like, what he's saying, music was the thing that did it for him. Like, okay, I understand the way he words things about the universe and things like that. The universe is actually made by God, and so that's the point at the end of the day. But yeah, like what I said, like, you have that void in you that needs to be filled with something, and he obviously filled it up with music, which was his God to a certain degree. I'm not saying he's saying that, but like, the obviously it was something that used to give him hope and things like that. But let's continue.
Maverick City Choir, I think they're called Maverick City Choir, singing about God, singing about Jesus. I'm sitting there watching this YouTube video, and they're singing about Jesus, and I just start crying, like crying my eyes out. And I'm like, when you're crying and it's like, this is like something leaving me.
Yeah.
This is like that type of cry. It's like, and I'm like, how is something that my whole life I've grown up to believe is fanatic and not science and not the truth feel like home because of this song?
Yeah, so that is really important. That way, where he makes that description of just coming across Maverick City. And Maverick City is a amazing worship band. Like, their music is so amazing. Even at our local church, they are using their songs. Yeah, I think we played Heavy or Heart last week Sunday, and they're really a good quality worship band. Like, normally it would be Hillsong, who was like the band that every other church would copy from and things like that, because that real quality music. And yeah, like, the great thing about that, to go on a tangent, like the number one thing is that quality music, like that quality, like it's so much quality involved in, like, obviously when I'm saying Mavericks, that even people from the outside world can feel that quality, and through that feeling of that quality, they end up getting to this experience. And hopefully for my brother Shawn over here, he can obviously never I'm sure he will never forget that, because he can search all over the world. He will never encounter something like that, something that just allows him to start crying randomly. It's like it's a feeling that I'm sure it's gonna stir in his mind, and hopefully he's gonna continue investigating. As we see, there are more people that obviously they're not perfect celebrities that are coming out saying that they believe in Jesus and things like that. So this could be a hopeful situation. You just gotta keep praying that God will continue speaking to him. God will continue reaching out to him, because God can touch anybody. So this was super surprise for me that this actually happened to him, and super random. So yeah. So if you guys have anything to say, or maybe you knew of this, or maybe you're a fan of Shawn, drop a thing in the comment. Drop something in the comment. And if you do enjoy this video, give it a like. If you do not, give it a thumbs down. Whatever you want to do, positive vibes, I believe. So give it a like. And yeah, if you feel like you have something to say, drop in the comments and I can check it out. But once again, have a blessed day further, and peace out.